Now this is a lot of miniatures. Let's get started. You doing, everybody? Welcome to the alcove once again. I've got an unboxing today. Conquest, The Last Argument of Kings by Parabellum Wargames. This is the two-player starter set. You get about 75 plastic models, rules by Alessio Cavatore, as well as all the dice and cards you'll need to play your games. We're going to rip into this fantastic-looking game. Great content. Let's get started. And here it is. Conquest, Last Argument of Kings. This is a pretty massive box, actually. You're looking at least 75 hard plastic miniature models. Some of them are quite big. There is a rule book. I think it's 144 pages, 28 command cards, a little deck, and a dozen dice. And you get enough for 2 armies. This box is 6 inches deep. Just look at that fantastic artwork. And it's 10 inches across. So it's a big box. And there's a look at some of the contents right there. Again, this is a 2-player starter set. On the left side, you get the 100 Kingdoms, the humans, if you will. The other side, you get the alien-like spires. And they have that big giant monster in the middle there. And it's quite a hefty box. Now let's take a look inside and see what we got. It is packed, like I said. First of all, you get those little red dice. Nice little pack of them in a Ziploc. You also get that deck of cards. There they are. These are the command cards. Again, each side gets their own little deck of cards of units and other things, and we'll take a look at them in a bit. And of course, we got the rule book, 144 pages, army lists, 4 scenarios, and other goodness. Nice color pages, of course. Broken up nice. There's the magic section. Beautiful artwork, quite unique. The setting is definitely different. Again, this is a unit-based large battle set of rules for large armies, basically. You can see some of the army list section here. There's 2 armies, again, in this rule book. There's the 100 Kingdoms and the Spires in here, full army list for them. Nice little map on the front and back cover. Very good. And I'll take a look at this rule book in a separate video. We'll look at the details of how it plays and all that other good stuff. In the meantime, let's take a look at these models. Now, like I said, this is really full, this box. 75 plastic models. Now, some of these models, especially the bigger models like these horses here, they are hollowed out. So you do have to put them together. Lots of good detail. Here's the rest of the cavalry for the 100 Kingdoms. One nice thing is it also includes these objective markers, as you see here, 3 for each side. All kinds of little details on the base. Objective markers. So that's nice to have. See more details, I believe. That is the Pharaohmancer, the general of the Spires. You got some of the humans, swordsmen with their shields, and it looks like, yes, there's separate arms, top and bottom torsos, heads, all separate pieces. So hopefully you get a lot of variety when you put these together. And again, I'll do that in a separate video. We'll put some of these fantastic models together and even paint some of them up. There's crossbowmen and swordsmen for the humans. These look like the crossbowmen. Mercenary crossbowmen. Nice crisp detail on these. There's those brutes for the spires. Oversized alien ogres with nasty blades. Pretty nice. Lots of little detail. Later in the video, I'll take some of these sprues out and lay them down on the table and get a closer look at some of the details on these models. Now, I would say there's a lot of raised edges, a lot of details that are raised. It should be easy painting. The detail looks clean for the most part. I'll have to really take some of these models apart and put them together, get a really closer look at them, like when I get around to painting them, to be sure. But I would definitely say these are very high quality miniatures indeed. And there's lots of them. Just keep coming. I believe these are the force-grown drones. Looking at the back of the box here. The force-grown drones, they're the ones with shields and spears, I believe. They make up the bulk of this little army. Those big brutes, brute drones, there was 3 of those. This looks like it's the abomination, that big single creature for the spires. Yeah, there's his big claws. There's one of these. And that's all the sprues. You can see in the box, I got the little trays to put the bases on, which is unique. There's the abomination's base, his tray, and his base. So you see, once you put him on his base, you'll pop that right into the tray, the square tray, during games, which is very convenient. I guess that's for casualty removal and other things. But also, Parabellum also publishes for free. You can get this on their website, a free set of skirmish rules. So you don't have to paint up massive armies to get started. And you just use the single bases without the trays, which is useful. Like this one right here, that's for your swordsmen and your crossbowmen. The force-grown drones, they'll all go on bases like this. Little round bases, and you just put them on their tray. You can see a close-up of the base sizes. So the fact that there is a set of skirmish rules for these is going to be more accessible, this game, for a lot of people, including myself. I think these are like 1-inch bases. As you can see, that's with the model on, and pop them in their trays during battles. That's how thick they are. Not too high. Just right. And there they are. Just look at this stack of plastic. As I mentioned, there's 75 models. Now we get a close-up of some of these models here. You can see some of the detail in this. Again, a lot of the bigger models, they're hollowed out pieces, like for the horses. Which model's this? These look like those brutes. No, this is the abomination, that single model. Look at the detail on there. You can just see the sinews. Look at that. There's a lot of parts to this guy. Very nice. Very nice. I believe these are the spires. The force-grown drones, I believe. Those would be shields there, I think. And spears. And the spears don't seem brittle. The figures are quite big. As I mentioned before, these are the brutes. You can see the weapons they have in their hand, these big edged things, nastiness. Again, lots of clean detail there. It looks like the torsos have multiple pieces as well. You get front and backs of the legs, I believe. I suppose the torso. Interesting. Here's some of the humans. These are the crossbowmen. Got some padded armor going there. All kinds of heads. You should be able to get quite a bit of variety in your units, which is important to me. I don't like static-looking units. We'll see how much variety we get from them. So that is the plastic sprues. And of course, here we have the deck of cards. There's 28 of these, known as command cards. And they're pretty much like standard playing cards, standard size. Pretty high-quality cards, I think. They got their stats on them. Every unit in the game, I believe, has one of these cards. There's the brute drones, those big guys with the nasty weapons in their hands. Again, there's 3 of those in your army. For the spires, there's the abomination, that large creature. And they got special rules as well. These little cards basically condense all that for you, so you have it all there. And they're coded for each army. There's the spires. The top one there is for the 100 Kingdoms. That's this stack right here. I got the Noble Lord, some of his stats. You got the Men-at-Arms, the Mercenary Crossbowmen, and you get all the models for these. Now, these are also command cards. I'm not sure how these work in the game. These ones right here for the 100 Kingdoms. And objective is completed, as you can see there. They have their own little special use during gameplay. And of course, if you go to the website for Parabellum, you'll see this game, Conquest. There's other nations, other armies, if you will, that you can collect outside of these two initial armies. They serve their purpose. Sounds appropriate for the Spires army. Quite interesting background as well you'll find on the website. In fact, if you want the background for the setting and all that, go to the website, because that's where you'll find it in vivid detail. The rulebook really doesn't go into that outside of what it says in the cards and in the rulebook. But folks, that's a look at Conquest, the last argument of Kings, little unboxing flip through. Pretty excited. It looks interesting. I'm going to do some follow-up videos on this, paint up some of the models for you, as well as get into the rules. So there you go, folks. That's Conquest, the last argument of Kings by Parabellum Wargames. Again, the rules are designed by Alessio Cavator. It's about 35mm scale for the miniatures. And I also highly recommend you check out the website for Parabellum Wargames, because you can find all kinds of useful information on the game, the factions, the lore. It's tons of lore there, FAQ, and so on and so forth. Of course, you can also buy all the regimental expansion sets, unit sets. All the models are there as well. And another thing is the skirmish version of the game. Skirmish rules. We only need far fewer miniatures to play it. It's called First Blood. It has its own little starter sets as well, but here's the kicker. The rules are free. You can download them, check them out, and get started collecting and playing Conquest, Last Argument of Kings, or I should say First Blood, if you want to do the skirmish game. Great game. Looks fantastic. Can't wait to dig into it. Check the link below in the description, where I have a link to the website for Parabellum Wargames, and it's good fun. I can't wait to get into some of these models. I've got more videos coming up. I'm going to show you guys some of the other miniatures in the line, including regimental box sets and resin cast character models. All in all, a really good starter set. Folks, if you want to see more of Conquest, the Last Argument of Kings, let me know in the comments. I am planning on doing some more unboxings of this game, mostly the boxed miniatures sets, the regiment expansions as they're called, for this set, as well as some of the resin cast character models, and they are absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to put the brush to these figures. But leave me some comments. Let me know what you think, what you want to see more of regarding this game. Have you played this game before? What are your thoughts? I'm curious. Like, share, and subscribe. Consider supporting the channel and the content here I'm putting out for you guys. It always helps. Till next time, folks, you guys hang in there. It's only going to get better.